Oh, all the time. Every time I take a step, I just I always think back to like that one moment where I said, "Okay, I'm gonna do it," and then I think about where I am now, and I'm like, I did that.
I did
I don't.
it.
Yeah, like I did it. I actually did it. And I don't.
Yeah. I lay on the scale, you gotta glow, you gotta glow. She had my attention, she gotta know.
I'd like to welcome everyone to another episode of the Let's Get podcast. I'm your host Zeke, and in this episode, I have Siera, the owner of Onyx Creations, to speak about younger business and anime. You can find out more about her brand by clicking the link in the description below. I'll leave a content warning for ensuring you use this episode, and hope you have a nice day and enjoy the show.
So, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. So, first question is, what would your origin story be, and how would you like to represent it?
So, do you mean like origin story, like in terms of my business, or if I were like a fictional character?
Could be both. Could be either or.
Oh, we'd need more than an hour. But I would start with my business. That's the most easiest and shortest, really. um, I really just started. I'm so blessed to have been able to get as far as I have, just only starting out in the whole artist alley business, I would say. I really did just start by going to conventions and being a otaku and just looking at all of the amazing artists, and I just have a little voice in my heart. I want to say, yeah, it was like, oh, I want to do this. Like I would love to be a part of this, and it's just something special about purchasing something that someone else made, like that's handmade, especially when it comes to art. Because I feel like art is really like an expression, not only just like an expression of yourself, but like a part of yourself that you're putting out into the world. And I'm super introverted. So having that kind of idea come to mind was like, ooh, I don't know. So I kind of really pushed it off for a little bit. And it wasn't until the pandemic and 2020 that I was alone with my thoughts, and I was like, now would be a really great time to start with what's been like, and listen to like the little stir that's been like, oh, start making your own things, start your own business. So I kind of just I started small with like Instagram. First it was like an Instagram page, and then I would just post little projects that I'd be doing, like these cups that I made, like and then just like nerdy things like this Batman cup that I did. And there was another page that reached out to me and asked if I could participate in a giveaway, and that was really when I started getting followers and I started getting attention to my page, and I went from like 400 to like almost like I want to say like 850. And to start off with like 20, that was like really big for me. And then I figured, hey, what the heck? I'm gonna apply to like an actual artist alley and and try, because I feel like if you don't try and you don't take the leap, then you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it's better to try and fail and know that you tried than to never try at all. So that's how I ended up at that's how I ended up at Brooklyn Comic Con, and it was actually my first con, and that was where I met you,
Yeah.
and then got invited to this awesome project that you're doing. I skimmed over your episodes. You're doing such a great job. It's
Oh,
interesting
thanks.
topic. Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Sorry, I've been
So,
blabbing.
so I'm gonna get back to that. So, how would you like to represent it? What would you make?
So how I would like it represented, like to people that are like first coming into my business, or like that see my business advertised.
Like, if you was to make a story about your business, of you making a business, how would you make it? What would you do? Make a movie? Make a book?
Oh, I think the movie would be really nice because I'm very awkward and I trip over air. So I think it would be a good like comedy drama where like it sounds funny when I say it, but it's where the character I guess eventually like gets what they wanted in the end. Starts off like with nothing, with nowhere, and then just coming in.
Got it.
Yeah. And of course I'd want like a quirky character.
Nice, nice.
Hmm.
So to go back to your story. So you said about
Uh-huh.
how you're introverted, but you had
Yes.
that thought in your mind or heart to say, just do it. What
Yeah.
kind of like, what was like the catalyst that pushed? So like, you know what? Let's go past what I'm in right now and go to my uncomfort zone.
I would have to say it was really just that thought of me never trying this and just living with like, oh, this is where I could have been if I tried, and I think no, I didn't go to another convention because all of the conventions were closed. But it was really just living with that thought of just never trying. And then um my sister, I have a small sister. She's 14. She's still smaller than me. I think about her a lot, and I'm always trying to be an example to her and an example to my younger cousins as well, like that you can, and even to like other artists or like creators that are like me, and are their lack of confidence stops them from going out and trying new things, like going to conventions and things like that. I just thought about them, and I thought, no, like we can do this. We can do it. Awkward people can do it. So it
Yeah.
was just really like fighting for them, fighting for people like me.
You're like, if not me, then who else is gonna do it?
Exactly. Yes. Yes. And I take Brooklyn Comic Con as like a very small win. So, oh, and especially since I got the exciting news while I was online for Starbucks yesterday during my lunch break that I got accepted into Anime NYC. So I will actually be there for this year, and I'm like over the moon. And that whole idea of just applying, if I had never applied and said, hey, I'm just gonna do it, then I never would have gotten accepted, and I never would have, it never would have happened.
Yeah. They say you miss 100% shots you don't take,
Yes, exactly.
and then shoot. So you gotta shoot.
Yep. Yeah, you have to throw yourself in the water sometimes. You gotta just fling yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed to have my family and my friends always saying, you can do that. You can do it. Just do it. It's okay. Like we believe in you. So it does help to have a good support group. Just,
Well, congratulations to being in New York Anime Con. I might see
thank
you
you.
there
This
if I
year,
decide to go.
I'm going to look for you.
Nice. And then with that, with the business, so are you like an artist first or a business person first?
So since I don't know too much about business, yet, like, like taxes and all of that other, the LLC and what it entails, all of that jargon, business jargon. I'm just learning that. And that was another thing that really hindered me because when I was starting out with how to, with getting an LLC for my business, nobody knew. Like nobody that I knew, and they didn't know. They didn't have any information on that, and there wasn't really information on it in general, which was weird because it's like Google. Google has everything. Like, why can I find this easily? And I reached out to other artists, to see how they kind of started, and I didn't get anything back. So it's like it's weird because it's kind of like I feel like the community, like the artist community, should be more like inviting to people that want to start out, and I think if that changes a lot more, people would definitely want to do it because it's like I remember when I first I would see, walk through artist alleys and stuff. I would see like this imaginary wall, like, that's a huge wall that I'd have to leap over to get there. Actually, have my own table and stuff. So, I would say that I am an artist first. I love to just create things, and I am learning about business second. I'm a
Yeah.
business second.
There's always that balance you gotta play between like
Yes.
wanting to create, but also
Yes.
making sure the
Especially
business
with
runs.
right, exactly. Especially with like I'm again, I'm like so blessed to have friends and family that have um been there to try to help me out with setting up and saying what products would be nice that I've made in the past, and it's like I don't know how to do it. Like it's always been just me making things and then going, okay, here it is. Not like, okay, you can like you can package this or you can help me put stickers in this. It's really just, yeah, like I and so what was your question again? I kind of got on.
It was just talking about if you're a business or art person first, and then
Oh,
follow up
yes,
with
yes. Yes. Oh, great. So I was
Yeah.
still on track. Awesome. Yeah, so it's just yeah. Yeah. So I've been blessed to have great like people that help me wherever, even if you have like a friend that's 65, like that's all you need in setting up. It's amazing what two people can do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
With delegating, I had that problem also. Then somebody I know I'm cool
Oh
with,
gosh. Yeah.
he was like,
It's
"Get
like
one of
I
your
don't
friends to
want to
help
tell
you."
you what to do.
Yeah. With this person, he told me, "Get one of your friends to help you," and I had like a, "Oh yeah" moment. Like I do have friends that
Yes,
do
yes.
this specific task that can ask for a favor. Like, hey, help me out.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow. Yeah, I think that's the culture too. I think, we're so used to, oh, I'm very much used to doing things on my own. And even with the people I love, like, it's kind of, I mean, I'm awkward in general, but like, it's awkward asking them, like, hey, do this for me. That's
But
really
yeah,
helped me how to ask.
let's see what that is. You gotta more be like,
Yeah.
also just like know people, and when they say like with how people show you who they really are, believe them. It also works in business. So like if they
Oh,
good at
yes.
something,
Yes.
then you
Yes.
focus on what they're good at instead of putting them in something that is like they're not right fit for, and then it just everything falls.
Yes, yes. That's the tricky thing when you have family that you work with. Um my with my business, I keep saying I'm blessed. But my family, like we're my aunt is very artsy. My grandma knows how to organize. My friend is excellent with like communicating. my other best friend is great too at communicating. So it's kind of like an octopus. Like you're the head, and your family becomes like the arms. So that was probably kind of weird, but that's the best. That's the best way I have of describing it.
Yeah. I would say I'm both business and arts. They both take turns.
Yes, yes. You have to, especially if you're like me being the head of my business, like you have to have different hats. I find like I have to be a creator, and then I also have to be like, okay, so this one is selling well, so I have to price it this way, or keeping track and inventory of the different items that I have. It's like having your own, oh, having your own little store. That's what business is, Sierra. Yeah.
So since you're an artist first, where did your passion for art come from?
Oh, so I've always I'd like to say that I've always like I was born with like a pencil in my hand, or like a glitter pen. I Yeah, from a young age, like I've always loved to draw, and really coming across like different cartoons. I know some kids grew up with Nickelodeon, but I grew up with Cartoon Network, and when I saw Sailor Moon for the first time, Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, like Batman the animated series, all of those shows like just really helped inspire me and to create like my own art style. And I would just a picture of like my old Beatles just like popped in my head, and it was gross. But you have to start from somewhere, and I think if you have that like drive and that passion from like a really young age, it will help you to start, especially like when you're working with business items, because you can have a passion to create, but then if it's not, I want to say if it's not strong enough, you kind of leave the business on hold, and you just say, oh, I just want to create this. I don't want to be bothered with like you know, business things. Because there's been times like I'd be up at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. just creating things, and then working to the very last minute. Like I know for Brooklyn Comic Con, getting things ready. The rest of my family was asleep, and I was awake making cups and fumbling with little like coffee stickers. So you really have to have like a discipline that goes hand in hand with your passion.
Yeah, it's all fun until then you would
Oh
like,
yeah, yes. It's like a glamorized idea, and so it's time to do work. Yeah.
you're just like, ah, that's work.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah.
Go back to business. So with all of that, finding out information. So how is like that? How is it just learning on the fly?
Oh, I think it's an exciting experience, and needless to say, I am a perfectionist. Uh, so I have learned that, especially when having your own business, you are going to make mistakes, and that's okay because you're starting something you're starting something new, and you have to give yourself leeway to make mistakes, and to like you have to give yourself room to grow from those mistakes. So I think it's been a great ride. It really has. Like learning new things, and um, getting to talk with other people who also are just starting out too. I know at Brooklyn Comic Con there was this other artist that she came over to my table, and she was like, "Oh, this is my first one too." So that was great. Just like having this like sort of not relationship, but like a common just a common like yeah, I'm new in this too, and I have no idea what I'm doing, but here we are, like, you know. So that's great.
It's more like the assignment of, oh, something is always fresh.
Yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then when you create, how do you create? Do you see it in your head first and then you design, or you design as you go?
Oh, most of them, like about 90. Okay, I want to say all of them come from my head, all up here. That I'll see like this cup, for example, and I'll think, what would I want to like have on it? Like, what kind of cup would I like to have as like a, a drinking cup that that you don't see already. And sometimes, most of the time, it just comes from there. Other times, I have a design and I like sketch it out, or like I just combine different images together, and then I go, okay, what can I put this on? And then when I'm creating characters, a lot of it, yeah, 99% of it comes from the head. And especially, which character do I have? Especially this one. I love mermaids, and I love color. So, and I also love coffee, so I decided to just pin the two of them together. So it's like, but then it also, even if your ideas don't make sense, it's good to just to get them out there, because what kind of world would have mermaids drinking coffee underwater? I thought about that after I finished it. I was like, you can't have, like, they're already underwater. Like, what the heck? Where did this come from? But you just you can't let it discourage you, because most of the ideas that we see today come from like total just like, what the heck, you know. I'm sure even this Zoom platform, like, I don't think people from the 18th century would ever think that this would be happening. So, and it came from someone's head. So,
Even in the 60s with the Jetsons having people talk to
oh yeah,
screens.
like we're doing it right now, like it's nothing, you know. So yeah, your mind may be a little nuts, maybe a little crazy, but as long as you get it out there, yeah, I think that's the best thing.
It's like that freedom that children have when nothing they do ever makes sense.
Yes, yes. Sometimes these kids, yeah, they'll say things and you go, huh, like, that makes sense. How didn't I think of that? You know.
Well, you're right.
I'm glad I'm right. Because I sound crazy.
No, it's always like that, and also leads to, in the business side, that leads to disruptions, and then that's how people break in and they find out their unique way of doing things.
Yes, yes, yes. And the great thing is that everyone's brain is different. I mean, like, you'll have one design, right? But each person will see it in a different way, because we all have that different frame of mind coming in. So it's just great, especially with art. Like, people can take like a frog, for example, and they can draw it in so many different ways, because we all have different ways of like expressing ourselves through art. So it's like, it's awesome.
Nice. Thinking. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Jump to anime. See, you mentioned
Oh.
earlier I was introduced like the anime, like most people, to Konami and everything like that, Cartoon Network.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, like Konami. Konami was that? Like, that was video game, right? Konami. Oh, you mean Toonami? Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Oh my
Konami,
God.
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, Konami, yes, Yu-Gi-Oh and everything also.
Yes, like Tsunami. Oh my goodness. I was actually just talking about Tsunami with like my best friend, just reminiscing on all like the awesome shows we used to have. I feel bad for kids these days. Like we had such great shows.
But if you missed it, you missed
And
it.
the stories, like, yeah, yeah. I mean, all we can do is like reteach it, but it's not gonna be the same.
So, what kind of draw you? What about anime drew you in?
Oh, definitely, it was Sailor Moon, hands down. And another one, I have to say, Cardcaptor Sakura. So I started off with Pink and Frills and Magical Girls from the get. So I think it was, yeah, I think it was inevitable that I am now wearing pink and just I have like bunny ears everywhere and cute things. It's like it just, yeah, like it just tapped into a side of me that's just like all pink and frills and unicorns. Oh, I love Sailor Moon. It's just like the aesthetic. Like it's just, I mean, there are some people that don't appreciate Sailor Moon, which is fine. Everybody has their own thing. But like Sailor Moon for me. And then Hello Kitty in the 90s was a big thing too. I remember there used to be so many Hello Kitty stores. Like, so from the start, like I was just seeing all of that cuteness. Yeah. And then stickers was also a really big thing back when I was younger too. Like you would just decorate. Like I remember going to school and having like kids just like decorate their notebooks with like a whole bunch of stickers, and we would like trade stickers. Sounds like a drug deal. Like, you have that sticker? Oh, I want this. Oh, okay, I'll trade you that one. You know, so I think that's what got me into stickers too, and making them.
Sailor Moon was slightly before my time, just slightly.
Oh, really, really? Hey, that's okay. There's a revamp. There's a revamp on Netflix and Hulu. You can watch it.
Me, it was mostly Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball
Oh,
Z, Naruto. You know.
how could I have forgotten about Naruto? I would wait for like 8 o'clock on every Saturday just to watch a new episode of Naruto, even if it was a filler. Yes. Oh, speaking of Naruto, have you heard of High Plan? High Plan, High Plan. It's I have like the bands on, but like it's also a black owned business that they do a lot of like t-shirts and like sweats, and they also have like anime themed like fashion wear. That kind of inspired me too to make my own business. Like especially black owned.
Yes.
Mhm. Yes. I recommend High Plan. You would like it. Especially
Yeah.
when you have that Chewy vest on for Brooklyn Comic Con.
Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I could use that sweater multiple times.
Ah.
Yeah, the anime scene is. I'm like most people. Everybody's glad it got bigger and more mainstream.
Oh yeah, I'm a little salty about it. I don't know. How do you? I don't know about you, but I'm a little salty about it because when I was growing up, it was weird, and you were seen as weird, and not in a good way. Like weird was bad, seen as a bad thing when I was younger. Like you would just be like, ugh, weird kid. Like ugh. She watches all that of like weird cartoon things and draws like little just scribbles in the corner. But now
But
it's like, oh yeah, you like anime? Yeah, like Game of Thrones? Yeah, dragons? Yeah. Now it's cool to be a nerd.
it's like could have been useful a couple, like 10 years ago.
Yeah, right? Right? I almost want to go back and do it again. Mm-hmm.
But now kids don't have to go do what we've been through.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot more open.
At least their mental health is better.
Yeah. I mean, good for them. I mean, they'll never know the struggle though. You don't know the privilege it is. You know,
kids be like, "Oh, back in my day, this was outlawed."
be like, back in my day.
True.
Yeah, but it's good now. It's good. It's good. It gives kids more of like a and people too, like it gives just people in general more of it's like a freedom of expression and just like it's okay if you like to watch. Oh, I don't know why I thought of One Punch Man for some reason. I thought of like an egg, and then Saitama's head just popped up. Just watching the guy that punches things. Yep.
But now since it's more mainstream, there's more money put into it, which means there's more money to make. But then where we come in.
You hit that on the head. Yes. So I guess it is a good time, getting into the business. Because now it's cool to have a wine glass that has Batman on it. You're not ashamed. Or like a cup that has like an anime character on it, and you're not like weird. Like
because me, with business come in, I'm just like, I can make money off of this. Now, how can I make money off this?
Yes. And it's like it's trendy, like it's all about the trends,
Even if this is trendy, there's also people who like a core audience is always going to be there.
Yes.
So when the next thing becomes more mainstream, there's still people there who's able to buy.
Exactly. Yep.
It's not like Japan gonna stop making anime. So you always have something to build off of.
Yeah. I don't see them stopping anytime soon. Which is great. Because I think I would honestly be in my dabbling in my 40s and be watching anime and like talking about anime with my little cousins. Hey.
Yeah, do what parents do, like a picture on the classics, like yo. This right here inspired what you watch right now. But yeah, but one thing though is like with like anime, you ever like start noticing the patterns and I start checking out the stories? You kind of know that you kind of know the tropes, and then you kind of know where the story beats are going.
Yeah, you know, and there are a lot of anime that what's gonna happen. You know how this character is. Like there's gonna be the loudmouth like anime character. Like I want to use Black Clover, for example. I know the Black Clover fans are like, but like they often compare it with Naruto, and Black Clover is still popular. They have all of the tropes, if not most of them, in Naruto, but we still watch
it. Yeah, Hunter x Hunter, then you had Naruto, and now you have Black Clover and My Hero, pretty much.
Oh, My Hero, yeah. I think it's just I think it's the characters, and then people just taking the characters and running absolutely wild with their own stories with them. That I think that's why it's taken off as much as it did. Me myself included, because I like fan fiction with those the others. Any other cat. Some Bakugo fan fiction. Some Hawks fan fiction. Because I mean, it's and now that like we're in the market where like being a geek is trendy, like more people can bond over these characters. So I think that's why My Hero is as popular as it is. Because there's more of like a like a close knit. I mean, that fandom is kind of crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. We're kind of crazy. Like you'll know the fandom when you see it. But it's all good fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My hero.
Yeah.
Because like Aizawa is just Kakashi, so that's the same character.
Yeah. Pretty much. But like they look.
Same motivations and everything.
Yep, the same temperament, the same like I love my students. I will fight for my students.
I will fail them if they don't know what they're
Yes,
doing.
I will beat them till they're on the brink of death. But I love them.
My best friend is now my enemy.
Oh yeah. Of course, there's that. And if I hadn't have read the manga, I wouldn't have known what you were talking about. Well, I know exactly what you're talking about. But we fall for it every time. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay.
I was watching a TikTok and the person was like, he's a screenwriter, so he knows it's the screen like the trope, the story beats of some movies.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
Same concept.
Yeah. Like literally, and it's kind of like going back to the so what we were talking about, how like people have like different brains. Like it'll all be the same. It'll be the same frog, but like different people looking at the frog. If that makes sense. So all in how you remix it.
Yeah. There's only like so many ways you can tell. There's only so many motivations that people can have that's believable.
Yeah. Exactly.
What else? Business. Anime.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, as a person, business. Like, how can I make money for this? And then it's like, if I want to curate. And then sometimes the ideas that I have in my head are beyond my skills. And I'm just like, that sucks.
Yeah, but I would still you still I think there's still like a part that you can do. Even if it's little. Or you really just never know who you're talking to either. That might have the exact thing that you're looking for that you need help with. That's my advice to you.
Cool. So then with back to business. So do you see yourself scaling up and then you have like a grand plan? Or is it just like each step you just building to the next step?
For now, it's taking it one step at a time, because all I know is that I love things. That's all I know. Where this is going to take me, I have absolutely no idea. And I think that's what's exciting about it too, like not having a plan. And so I just I look forward to whatever happens, and just meeting different types of people. That even that phrase used to scare me. Like my younger self, that phrase would scare me, but now it's like, come on, meeting these people is actually kind of cool.
Yes, it's a fun pastime.
Yeah, like I never would have done something like this if I were like my younger self would never have. So I even like talking like right now, like we're doing, like I used to be so introverted.
I'm an ambivert. I go back and forth.
Yeah. There's different degrees. I think it's cool because we're talking about anime and talking about nerdy stuff. But like anything else in this.
Okay, cool. So sports.
Yeah. Like, oh, Yankees, right?
Like they're a team.
Uh-huh. Like, yeah, I'll root for whatever you guys are rooting for, just so I don't have to make a comment about them.
Whatever you think, I agree.
Yes, you just I find that if you just nod your head and you like do this once in a while, you're safe. You know?
Like yes, because like they start venting like somebody agrees with me, and then it's like
Yeah. Just be like,
sports anime. Kuroko no basket.
oh, yes. I remember watching Free. I've watched Free for obvious reasons.
Wait, is that the ice skating one? Or is it,
Yeah,
which one that one?
that's the swimming one.
Oh, it's
I
the
think that
swimming
was
one.
yeah. I feel like that one came out before Kuroko no Basket. I
Possibly.
think so. Yeah,
I was
because I think that one came out. Free came out when I think when I was it was when I was in high school. I want to say yes. Oh, I'm like dusting off some of the memories there.
he was like, okay, go ahead and go back further.
Yeah, like all the memory files. Like, hmm.
He was like, I'm in the wrong year. Okay, I'm in the wrong decade.
Just like files.
Like the SpongeBob in his head is like the fire's on
Yeah,
fire.
that's literally it. Hmm.
With these super anime.
Yeah.
Just thinking.
Oh, okay.
Business anime. So since everything's step by step, do you ever look back and you see how far you come?
Oh, all the time. Every time I take a step, I just I always think back to like that one moment where I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then I think about where I am now and I'm like, I did that.
I did it.
Yeah, like I did it. I actually did it, you know? And I don't like to like gas myself up, but it's like no one else can make that step but you. And when you actually do it, it's like, oh, it's great. Like you give God praise, but like, yeah, can only do so much, you know? So I just, yeah, it's amazing. It really is amazing what happens when you like, you just overcome the stuff in your head and you just go for it.
I guess that's a treat. Leap of faith.
Yes, that's definitely what it is. Especially with all the money, all the money I put into stuff, like just buying, even when it came to like buying. Um, there was one point that I just had like boxes and boxes of like cups, and my mom was just like, "What are you gonna do with this?" And I'm like, "I have a plan. I promise. Like, there's gonna be something coming out of this."
I'm all just like,
it's like, all right, yeah,
like mm-hmm.
yeah.
Go to other families. I think she went crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My family, and my friends, they know how crazy I am. Hey, but the crazy came out positive this time.
It's like there's something here. I can't explain it, but I got it. I
Yes.
feel it.
Yes. It's like Dexter. When you did this, it reminded me of Dexter. Just like, yeah.
You also able to ask me questions if you have any questions.
Oh. Oh, when did you start this? When did you start your podcast?
I had the idea in 2019 after I graduated, and then
Graduated from where? From high school?
college.
Oh, okay. You look so young.
I'm 20. I'm about to be 24. So.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of old. I'm. Wow, I always forget my age. I'm 26.
Only slightly older.
So it's funny. I'm like, oh, you look so young when I look like a freaking teenager all the time. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel ancient. It's the weirdest feeling in the world.
I'm getting there.
Yeah. You're getting there when you just get up in the morning and you feel all sorts of aches. And just like, what the heck is going on?
You like all this pain come out of nowhere. It's like,
yeah.
I even know I had a body part there.
Yeah. Start taking Advil for like back pain. You're like, this is what it's come to. Okay. Right. So that's awesome. So like when you started your podcast, did you feel the same way? Like, like how do I start? Or like
it wasn't. I just looked it up.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Because I was trying to find a job at the time, and I was like, okay, I need something to do.
Yeah.
And I was going to do. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I was going to do 3D animation. I was like, that's a lot of work. I could have started a podcast.
And animation is a lot of work.
Like, I hate animating.
Yeah. Especially if it's like, well, now I feel like they have a bit of like it's not like cheap, but like 2D animation was a lot harder to make than 3D. I would argue. I have a friend that does animation, and she's like with like Maya and stuff, and so I mean it's like different types of health, different disease, but yeah, I'm sure making a podcast that's a lot of work too, though.
Yeah, but also it's like I know a lot of people, so I have a wealth of resources.
Great. That's great. That's great. I can't wait to see how far you go.
Because sometimes we're like, do I want to quit? Yes, but will I quit? No.
Don't do it. There's been a lot of times I'd be like, I don't want to miss. Do I want to do this today? Do I want to finish cups today? Do I want to finish packing today? And I'll just scroll on YouTube. No, don't do it. I mean, scroll a little bit, but
yeah. That's all the money I put into it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna quit.
Yes.
It cost me a lot of money.
Yes. I am thankful enough to have a job on the side, like a 9 to 5. So yeah.
I had a part-time when I started, so.
Oh, okay. Great. So you know what I'm talking about.
He's like, I don't have money. So everything had to move slower.
Yes. And I think that's another thing too, like when people say that they want to start, like they want to start their own thing. Like you gotta have I didn't realize this until I started doing this, but you have to have something on the side that's gonna help fuel what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's almost like building a sandcastle. You have to have enough sand to build the castle, and then when it becomes big enough, you can move the sandcastle.
But you have to make your own sand as you build the sandcastle.
And you have to get the sand from inside the pit.
So you gotta first make the glass, and then after you make the glass, make the sand.
Oh, you're getting real deep. I don't know. I forgot the glass. I know. I forgot about that glass. The pressure makes sand. I forgot all about that. But yes.
And then this helped me
Yeah.
get a job since I have a job right now.
Especially in like the social climate that we're in. Yeah, finding a job is like. I think in that term, I feel a little bad, a little bad. I feel bad for like the younger generations, like that are just like I think about the kids. I call them kids. I'm 50, but like people just like graduating now and are like like where do I go? Where do I go? And it's hard to start.
It's like
Mhm.
there is no
Yeah.
path.
Yeah. Like you just literally it's like throwing in a like a toddler that doesn't know how to swim into a pool and just going, okay, swim. You can do it.
It's like survive. That's it.
Yeah.
You have
And
one option.
eventually, yeah, you swallow a bunch of pool water, but you still keep going.
Yeah, one option. Don't
Yeah.
die.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
But I was gonna do like animate the origin stories. I'm gonna go through that again. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
start that
Yeah. Yeah. Do it.
because I
Yeah.
have the audio from the podcast, and then I could just animate
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah. That would be awesome. Yeah. And you could also do like I know like with podcasts there are like those like mystery podcasts too. So you can have kind of like your own like stories and then have like sound effects in there. And then just have it like an audio story too. Podcasts are a really big thing now.
Yeah.
Yes. So you're in the right market too.
It was like, oh, this is growing. Time to
Yeah.
join.
Yes. Time to jump in.
It's like market research done.
Exactly.
What was I supposed to say? Oh well. But yeah, then I'm still doing merchant stuff next year. I have to not stuff into that first, but yeah, I'm doing my research and planning.
Yeah.
That's how this came about.
Yeah. Because the shirt that you saw me wearing, and I had no idea. Like I wouldn't know how to do that. So like, Google. Google's your best friend. I got mine from Custom Ink. Very pricey, I might add. Pretty pricey. But and then to even get the machine for the shirts, like I think
Oh, like silk screening?
Yeah. It's like $2,000 a pop for the machine.
Yeah.
Close to. Insane.
I was gonna do heat transfer or like
Yeah, there's that.
super color transfer. This one just heat paper could just for me just to show off, but like the business heat transfer on with super color and then see how that works out.
Sweet. Then
no
you just get the shirts from Walmart. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, so much work. Jesus.
Yeah, there's a lot of time. I just stare at them like I'm just drained, but it all pays off in the end. It does.
You just get mad at yourself. It's like, why did I do this to myself? I don't like you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then you think about like how far you've come, and you're like, okay, so I guess I'm making headway. I guess I should continue.
Like, I did something. Something happened.
There's results.
People saying good job. People like it.
Yeah, definitely that too. If I didn't have like my friend, like my best friend Jasmine, like if I didn't have her, like go, oh my gosh, like this is great, keep going, and
like really?
Yeah, like really? And then my aunt like saying, "Oh my gosh, this is so great." I'm like, really?
Like, you're
Yeah.
right. He's like, really? You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm glad you believe in me like you did. We're gonna. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like to. But those are the thoughts you have as like a as like a those are thoughts that we share.
Yeah.
Like
Or
this is yes.
going to a business school, that was a nice bone. Like help, I guess.
What happened?
Going to a business school was like nice.
Oh yeah. I know I'm gonna have to take a class or two down the line somewhere.
Like how to run a business.
But yes. I'm gonna have to again. I may, or I can just find a friend that's like knows everything about business and just latch onto them like a koala and be like, "Hi, these are all the questions I have. So can you answer all of these?"
Number one, what is business?
Yes.
Number two, what is equity?
Oh gosh. Yeah, equity. Yeah. You asked me that question about all the business jargon. Literally, I'm like, what is this? Oh, is it Latin?
What is accounts receivable?
Yes. Yeah, I know what that is.
And accounts payable and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Almost an hour. Anything else?
Shia LaBeouf.
Dude.
Do it.
Nice.
Do it. Believe in yourself. Believe in your ninja way. There is no other way but the ninja way.
I never will go back on my word. That's my ninja.
Yes.
My ninja way.
And then just, do the Naruto run.
That hurts my back.
Yeah.
It's like I am too tall for this.
Yeah. So I definitely encourage everyone to go out and do it.
And if you fail, do something else.
Yeah, you fail, to try. People that haven't tried, that have an idea, and like just sit on it and go. And
Until somebody else has the idea.
Exactly. Yep, and it burns. I'm sure it burns. So it's like it's better to try and fall and fail than to learn it.
So I guess my last question, if you don't have any more questions from me, would be, what would you name your origin story?
I'm thinking, since my business is named Onyx Creations, because my Onyx the Creation. Because my real name in RL, my name is Siera, so like it means black rock. So that's where the whole like onyx and then I create things.
Like the Pokemon.
Yeah. I think it was you that came to my table and asked me that. No, somebody actually came to my table and was like, Onyx. Like Pokemon. And I was like, yeah.
Or hip hop.
Like, what do you think? No. But yeah. So I would say Onyx creation.
Nice. Well, thank you for doing the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm gonna look out for you in when I'm at Anime NYC.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get paid first and buy a ticket.
All right. Yep. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
Oh, oh, okay, okay. I remember that.
I got a new company to promote.
Hey, yes, yes. Hopefully, we can come back to this moment when we'll both have grown and be like, huh, see, you said never give up. Look what happened.
Like I gave up 2 times, but I came back.
Hey, yes, yes.
That brings another episode of the Let's Get Podcast to a close. Again, you can find out more information about Onyx Creations by clicking the link in the description below. For next week, I have my friend Bakari to speak about adjusting to a 9-to-5 lifestyle and living in New York. Hope you're doing that day, and I hope to see you there.